The Galactic Dominion had seen countless rebellions before. Insurgents came and went like sparks on a windstorm, and every one of them was crushed beneath the Dominion's war machine. So when a minor frontier world, Krylos 4, announced it had formed a defense force, the Dominion Council laughed. Defense force? Their entire population could fit in one of our orbital cities, scoffed Admiral Threx, his mandibles clattering in amusement. They call it an army, but by our estimates, it numbers less than 5,000. The alien delegates chuckled, labeling the group a tiny army. In their long history of conquest, no small militia had ever lasted more than a week against a Dominion fleet. What they failed to account for was one crucial variable. This tiny army had recruited humans. When the first Dominion ships arrived, Krylos IV's militia stood at attention in battered uniforms. Their armor was mismatched, their vehicles outdated, their weapons crude compared to plasma cannons. The Dominion commanders broadcast their demand for unconditional surrender, confident of victory. The humans didn't respond with words. They responded with action. On the first night, Dominion patrols vanished in the forests. Drones picked up movement, but each time they deployed, the signals cut out in bursts of static. When reinforcements arrived, they found shattered machinery, burned-out mechs, and the shredded remains of once proud warriors. The humans called it reconnaissance. The Dominion called it terror. Admiral Threx grew uneasy. "Report their numbers again," he demanded. "Unchanged, sir. Fewer than 5,000. Impossible. A force that size should not be able to inflict this level of attrition." By the end of the first week, entire Dominion supply lines had collapsed. Cargo convoys were ambushed, their escorts neutralized with precision explosives. Ground troops reported traps that seemed designed to predict their every move. Hidden mines appeared where no scout had passed before. The aliens began whispering the same word, humans. For the first time in Dominion history, soldiers hesitated to march forward. A battle on the southern ridge proved why. The Dominion launched a full-scale assault with 20,000 troops and aerial gunships. They expected an easy slaughter. Instead, the ridge erupted in thunder. Humans, armored in patched gear and wielding weapons centuries older than plasma rifles, fought with brutal precision. Every shot counted. Every maneuver was calculated. The aliens had thought themselves predators, but the humans fought like something more dangerous, survivors. Each human soldier was worth 10 of theirs, moving as if chaos itself obeyed their will. A Dominion officer screamed through the comms, "They are tiny in number, but they fight like an endless swarm." The humans had mastered asymmetrical warfare long before they ever reached the stars. To them, being outnumbered was not defeat, it was the baseline of history. One captured Dominion scout trembled as he described the battle. "I saw a human run into our formation. He was alone. Alone. He carried nothing but a pack of explosives and a rifle. We thought him suicidal. But he fired, reloaded, fired again, never stopping, never retreating. And when our cannons finally struck him, the explosives went off. He took an entire squad with him. He was smiling." The tiny army became a nightmare whispered across the fleet. By the second month, Dominion commanders realized they had lost more ships, soldiers, and resources than in entire campaigns against larger worlds. The council convened, fury in their voices. "Withdraw," Admiral Threx ordered at last, his voice low with something he had never felt before, fear. "We underestimated the humans." The Dominion broadcast their retreat as a strategic redeployment, pretending they hadn't been outmatched. But across the galaxy, the story spread like wildfire. Small civilizations rose with new courage, emboldened by the knowledge that a handful of humans had forced the most powerful empire in known space to retreat. On Krylos 4, the militia stood together, ragged but unbroken. Among them, the humans cleaned their weapons with quiet efficiency, as though nothing extraordinary had occurred. To the Dominion, it had been a shocking defeat. To humanity, it had simply been Tuesday.